Okay, in this video, we are going to look into photosynthesis process, which are divided into two stages, the light-dependent reaction and the light-independent reaction. So before that, please do not forget the main structures that is in the chloroplast, the thylakoid, the stroma. Okay, the first one, the light-dependent reaction, it's actually photolysis of water. So water and carbon dioxide, they are needed in photosynthesis, right? So in the first stage, water is involved. Okay, what happened to this water is that from the name here, you know, it is being lysed ataupun dipecahkan in the presence of light energy, photo. So light-dependent reaction happens in the thylakoids. Thylakoids ini yang warna hijau ini. It happens here only in the presence of light. Okay, by the name itself, light dependent. Okay, in the presence of light, siapa yang absorb light? The chlorophyll ataupun the green pigment ataupun the photosynthetic pigment, which is in the thylakoid. So here, water molecules, it is stated that it is split ataupun lysed into hydrogen ions and also hydroxide ions. So very important here, the products of the light-dependent reaction, two of them, hydrogen atoms, not hydrogen ions, atoms ya, dan juga chemical energy in the form of ATP, these two will enter into the light-independent reactions, second stage. Okay, so in this light-independent reaction, what happened is that glucose is eventually being produced. Okay, we know that's the purpose of photosynthesis, right? So this light-independent, by the name itself, you already know it doesn't depend on light. So this second statement makes sense for you. Boleh berlaku sama ada tanpa ataupun dengan kehadiran cahaya matahari. So it's about this carbon dioxide. Kita tahu photosynthesis perlukan air dan juga carbon dioxide. Just now in the first reaction, air kita sudah cerita pasal air. In the second stage now, it's about carbon dioxide punya cerita. It will bind to the hydrogen atom daripada light dependent reaction tadi. This carbon dioxide will bind to hydrogen atom. So in chemistry, you learn process of oxidation and reduction kan. Okay, kalau satu molekul itu it is being reduced ataupun mengalami proses penurunan, that means it accepts hydrogen. Okay, accepts hydrogen. Ataupun electrons kan. Okay, so this is what happened in the light independent reaction. Okay, di mana berlaku in the stroma, bukan lagi di thylakoid. Stroma ini ada banyak enzim yang diperlukan dalam proses photosynthesis. Okay, so this is light independent reaction. Okay, now let's look at this table, which is also in your textbook. Let's recap. Light-dependent reaction berlaku di mana? Thylakoids. What is the color of thylakoids? Green. Why is it green? Because of the presence of chlorophyll pigments. So this chlorophyll is the one responsible to absorb light energy. Okay, upon having this light energy, what happened to the electrons that is in the pigment? Is that they are excited. Okay, macam kamu menerima, macam you imagine if you have extra energy, so you are excited, you melompat-lompat. So these excited electrons from the chlorophyll, they will go through this series of electron carriers ini, pengangkut elektron ini. Okay, so this energy, mereka ni ada banyak energy kan, these electrons. They are excited. So this energy is the one used to generate energy in the form of ATP. So that means chemical energy. So eventually, akhirnya, these electrons, they are accepted by the last electron acceptor. Okay, NADP+. Okay, electron acceptor. Dalam kata lain, ini adalah sejenis oxidizing agent. It will be reduced. Itself will be reduced. So apa yang berlaku is that this NADP plus will combine with the H plus from photolysis. Just now we already see this process. Dia akan ada hydrogen ions and also hydroxide ions, right? So this hydrogen ions is the one that binds to the NADP plus forming NADPH. Sekarang ni dia sudah menjadi pengangkut hydrogen. Okay, now NADPH is a reducing agent. Ini dua yang cikgu sudah kasih biru ini, very important. They are the products from the light-dependent reaction yang akan masuk ke dalam light-independent reaction. Okay, so we have here these products. Okay, chlorophyll pigment will attract the electrons from water via photolysis to become stable. Because just now they are already excited. Now they have to accept these electrons and become stabilized. Okay, recall what is photolysis. Sangat simple. From the name itself, you can define that it's a process. Process of what? Of water molecules. What happened to the molecules? They are water molecules. They are being lysed ataupun broken down. Form what? Hydrogen ions, hydroxide ions. Must be in the presence of light. Okay, siapa yang absorb? Chlorophyll. Okay, simple. So these hydroxide ions here, it will lose electrons. It will lose electrons, neutralize, losing electrons. And then inilah hasilnya oxygen and also water. Okay, oxygen and also water. So that's why ini yang kamu sudah familiar dalam menulis persamaan half equation. Is it in your chemistry? This is the your familiar equation. Supposedly lah. Okay, jadi sama juga kita guna pakai the same equation. So from here, it explains why photosynthesis release oxygen gases to the surrounding as byproduct. Kan? Dia punya main product is glucose. So now ada byproduct ataupun hasil sampingan, that is oxygen. Okay, from here, just now ATP and also NADPH ataupun kita ambil the H lah. So ini adalah satu carrier, hydrogen carrier. So now ATP, hydrogen atom, enter into the light independent reaction. Okay, yang ini berlaku di mana? Di stroma, bukan di thylakoids. So these 5 carbon organic compounds will fix the carbon dioxide gases to become 6 carbon organic compound. Okay, maksudnya dia akan membentuk this one the 6 carbon lah. Ini adalah satu molekul glucose. Okay, just now we already mentioned di sini like independent. Apa yang berlaku is that this carbon dioxide will accept ataupun bind to hydrogen atom from the light-dependent reaction. So this is what happened. So NADP plus, NADPH and ATP from the light reaction reduces. Reduces di sini maksudnya proses penurunan berlaku. Proses penurunan berlaku sebab dia sendiri NADPH is a reducing agent. Okay, proses penurunan berlaku pada what do you call that? The carbon dioxide just now. Dia terima H. Ini adalah sejenis proses penurunan ini. Okay, to glucose monomers. Okay, glucose monomers maksudnya satu molekul glukos sudah terbentuk. Okay, so this glucose monomer, you still remember monomer, polymer. Okay, ini adalah yang paling asas lah monomer. So what happened to this glucose monomer? Glucose monomer will condensate. Maksudnya ini is a process of building up anabolism, bukan catabolism, to form starched molecules. This one is polysaccharides. Okay, you still remember those disaccharide, saccharide. So sekarang ni dia akan membentuk satu lagi yang kompleks lah, starch molecules, polysaccharides. Okay, this one simple sugar, isn't it? So these starch granules are the storage form of glucose in plants. Okay, I wonder if you still remember that. So starch granules are stored in the stroma of the chloroplast. Okay. So overall reaction for photosynthesis can be represented by the following chemical reaction. In your textbook, this is written. So water is needed to react with carbon dioxide in the presence of light, energy absorbed by the chlorophyll. Okay, ini cara kamu tulis persamaan perkataan dan juga usually it's the word equation that you need to write lah. Dan the main product is glucose, hasil sampingan adalah oksigen. Kamu sudah lihat dari mana tadi dia dilepaskan to the surroundings. Okay, so I simplified the first equation to become this that you're familiar with. Water, carbon dioxide, you get glucose and also oxygen. I simplified here 6. Potong dekat sini, so that's how you get 6 instead of 12. H2O. So how to remember these equations? 6, 6, and 6. Boleh? 6, 6, 6. Okay, so just now, in here, light dependent, you see 24. Actually, to start photosynthesis, 24 molecules of water is needed. Okay, and in light-dependent reaction also another 12 is released. In dark reaction, another 6 is released. 12 plus 6 equals 18. 24 minus 18, you get net of only 6 is required in the photosynthesis reaction, 6 molecules of water. But to start, you have to have 24 molecules of water. Okay, so what's this about? This is to introduce you what is actually NADP+. Is a core enzyme in cells that function as a hydrogen carrier. Okay, so tadi it serves as an oxidizing agent by receiving hydrogen ions yang terhasil daripada light-dependent reaction just now. Okay, once it binds to the H+, it becomes NADP+. Dia sendiri as a hydrogen carrier. This one as hydrogen carrier. So this NADP+ is a reducing agent. Okay, in the light-independent reaction. Maksudnya dekat sini dia sudah jadi reducing agent. Okay, that is all about it in the photosynthesis reaction. Okay, now comparison. So let's look at similarities and also differences. Okay, so in terms of similarities, you look at this dark blue. Both light-dependent and light-independent reaction takes place in the chloroplast, and they are catalyzed by enzymes. Okay, not only in light-independent reaction, in light-dependent reaction also enzymes play roles in it. Banyak-banyak enzyme terlibat itu. Okay, so let's look at the differences. Let's start with the green one. It says the site. Okay, although just now both happens in the chloroplast, tetapi the specific tapak ataupun site thylakoids, light-dependent, stroma, light-independent, involve photolysis of water, For light dependent, water is the main character over here. Kalau light independent, carbon dioxide pula. Sekarang dia akan mengalami proses penurunan. Okay, light dependent reaction, remember the product ATP, salah satunya ATP yang akan digunakan in the light independent reaction. Okay, so here reaction substance water. Okay, yang terlibat. Air kan? Okay, the product, you have oxygen and also water molecules. Okay, remember the equation just now when hydroxide ions lose energy, dia akan menghasilkan air dan juga oxygen. This one. Here. Air, oxygen. Okay, for light independent reaction, the reaction substance carbon dioxide lah di sini. So dia punya product is glucose. Okay, glucose. Okay, this is your task, your PBL task.